tell you what, coming off of a bye week, you definitely hope that the Bills would definitely be focused. But you know what? Buffalo didn't need the soap opera style stories that happened in the week before the Bills were to play the Chiefs. Yeah, first the whole thing with Von Miller. You know, if that actually did happen, yeah, I hope he's prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. You don't do that to women, especially if it's your girlfriend and she's pregnant. But on the other hand, did we really need to know about that whole thing? Some reporters just have it in for the Bills or have it in for Sean McDermott. Yeah, the thing is, wrong choice of words for McDermott, trying to reference the 9/11 terrorists while talking about teamwork. You know, we all make the stuff like that. We all make bad references. But you know what? Did we really need to learn about that? Did that really need to be reported? Did we really need all of the drama? Hell, we had plenty of drama by Patrick Mahomes after we beat the Chiefs. Yeah, it was a pretty good win for the Bills. Allen started off like gangbusters, then he tailed off again. And guess what? He always knows how to telegraph some passes to be intercepted. It's a message. Yeah? In code. I got it. What is it? Don't throw the goddamn ball. That's what I want to tell Josh Allen. You know, sometimes I know you want to make a play, buddy, but look, sometimes it costs us in the end. Well, you know what? Heck, what a mistake kind of cost Mahomes in the end. Yeah, when his wide receiver lined up offside. Yeah, and everybody is criticizing the officials for that. Well, you know what? He was offside. The officials did their job. Oh, heck, they wanted to see Travis Kelce's lateral count. Well, you know what? There's other things that Travis Kelce we don't need to know. We don't need to know that Taylor Swift was there. Oh, yeah, both Kelce and Swift are all lovey-dovey. But do football fans really give a shit about that? I don't think so. All I give a damn about is, hey, Buffalo beat Kansas City. Now it's on to the Cowpokes this week. Dallas comes up to Orchard Park. And the Cowboys are right now playing some pretty good football. We got to be ready for Prescott, Lamb, and all of the Cowboys. You know what? Jerry Jones has got them playing pretty good. Of course, it harkens back to memories 30 years ago when the Cowpokes beat us twice in the Super Bowl. You know what? The Cowpokes are pretty good. They could contend to be the NFC representative in the Super Bowl right now. And it's going to be pretty interesting as we go down the stretch. Heck, Miami lost to Tennessee last night. Buffalo needs to do a little work, and Miami needs to help them a little bit by losing a couple games. It could set up a good battle there right at the end of the season when Miami and Buffalo meet in the final game of the season. But that's just down the road. Right now, Buffalo kind of looks focused. They need to keep this momentum going. We need to beat Dallas. We need to drive towards the playoffs. Keep it going, Josh. Keep it going. And let's just see what happens rest of the time. I'll have more on Mahomes later. But let's keep it going, Buffalo. Now let's talk about Syracuse. Yeah, a couple of nice wins by the basketball team this past week. First, a pretty good win over a pesky team from our neighbors to the south, the nice little city of Ithaca, which is gorgeous in a way if you kind of put two and two together. Yeah, Cornell is always a pretty pesky opponent, and Cornell's got a pretty good team this year. But Adrian Autry has got this team going a little bit. A pretty good 81-70 win over Cornell. And then on Saturday, it was our old foes, our old friends from Washington, D.C., Georgetown. And we went down there, and it was pretty close for a while. But eventually, we topped the Hoyas, 82-70. Now we get a little bit of a respite before we play the Ducks on Sunday in South Dakota. And thankfully, it's at a time where SU and Bills fans combined can watch the Orange early in the day and then watch Buffalo play Dallas. But I mean, what's with them playing in South Dakota? I'm kind of wondering. Why couldn't it be played either in Corvallis or in the Dome? Of course, we'll never know. Oregon's a pretty good team. Heck, they beat us several years ago down in New York City when Manute Bol's son was part of the team. Yeah, you'd rather have a bowl, have a bowl. But I digress. Pretty good. And also, I mean, nice the thing that Syracuse did, because their next game, their game before they really get into conference play, is on the 21st, and they play our old friends from Lewiston, just north of Niagara Falls. Yes, the Niagara Purple Eagles. The time of the game was switched to 5 o'clock to accommodate the football team's bowl game when they play South Florida in the Boca Raton Bowl. Oh well, maybe when Fran Brown gets a hold of these guys, which he already is doing with some pretty good recruits already being signed, you know what? Maybe we'll have a better bowl game. But for now, we'll have to settle with the Boca Raton. Yeah, I used a Boca Raton once. It hits pretty good. It also can destroy some pretty good fencing, if you know what I mean. Yeah, but I digress. Interesting week, interesting times coming up for the Syracuse basketball team as we head towards the holidays. And speaking of the holidays, it was a pretty good It's a Wonderful Life 5K run. You know what? It just seems to get bigger and better and more festive every year. You know what? You definitely love to see the people all along the route celebrating, ringing those bells, handing out some nice drinks. And I mean, I'm not going to say what's in those drinks, but you know what? It's always pretty festive, and it gets more festive. But what about that woman that tried to drive onto the route? Hey, you know, it's clearly marked. It's clearly stated, hey, for a couple hours you can't drive through parts of Seneca Falls. But of course, she was drunk. And I mean, heck, she was charged with DWI. Why were you behind the wheel? Don't you know that the route's clearly marked? Hey, don't ruin the festiveness of this. It's a wonderful life. Enjoy it. And how about Shiki Otani? Yeah, he's one of the best dual-threat baseball players to come along. A very unique one. Apparently, he signed a 10-year, $700 million contract with the Dodgers. But he decided to defer $680 million of it. So it's actually a 10-year, $20 million contract. More in line with, say, 1991. But I digress. You know, way to go, because he wants to have others come in, because the Dodgers right now have one of the best lineups in Major League Baseball. Several potential Hall of Famers on this team. Otani right now is a Hall of Famer. And of course, Otani's former teammate, Mike Trout, is making like $400-some million. Maybe he wants to get Mike Trout to come to the Dodgers. You know what? We could have used Mike Trout with either the Baltimore Orioles or the New York Yankees. You know, either one of those two are going to want that guy. But you know what? Interesting that you defer it. I mean, one reporter is even comparing Otani to Babe Ruth. You know what? It's going to be a long time before you compare Otani to the Bambino. We'll see. And last but not least, I want to talk about on one report saying Rochester is the second friendliest city in the United States. I don't know which magazine or which reporter, but Rochester, the second friendliest city in the United States? Bullshit! And that's how I'm going to end this. I'll see you next week.